Today is an exciting day because we may finally be getting something similar to artifact loadouts, among other exciting things too. So a new dev talk just dropped, and these are pretty rare these days, but this one is actually pretty damn huge. In it, they announced that the artifact Strongbox is going to continue the same trend as it did with 3.0. That means we are going to be able to get everything up to the Vermilion Hereafter and Echoes of an Offering artifact sets out of the Strongbox. That means 8 new artifact sets from the Strongbox total. Now, we expected this. I don't think anyone is really going to be surprised by this news, but it's nice to have it confirmed nonetheless. They're also making it easier to destroy artifacts from your inventory, giving us the option to auto-add 4 stars. They also had this to say in regards to locking artifacts. The dev team has been looking for ways to reduce the cost of managing artifacts and improve your experience. We will optimize the locking function in the future, allowing travelers to lock artifacts that they want more easily. Okay, so like me, you might be asking yourself, what do they mean by this? What do they mean by locking your artifacts easier? The only thing that comes to mind for me, and the only thing I've ever wanted or felt myself lacking, is the ability to lock or unlock artifacts with the press of a hotkey, basically just being able to rapidly do it with like the letter L. So if they don't mean something like that, I really don't know what they mean, because we can already lock artifacts at the end of a domain, and that is probably the most important time to be locking artifacts. But I guess we'll see. Maybe there's something that I didn't even think about that maybe other people want or other platforms want, because I pretty much only play on PC. They're also increasing the amount of artifacts we can actually hold at once from 1500 to 1800. Not the biggest increase in the world, but anything is appreciated. And here is the exciting part: equipping artifacts. Regarding the current cumbersome process of equipping artifacts, we are currently discussing a new plan to help travelers select and equip artifacts as quickly as possible. We are in the midst of discussing specific plans for the above optimizations. Once the details are confirmed, we will reveal them in detail in subsequent developer discussions. Okay, this is huge. Even having them say it, mention it, like that they know, they're acknowledging the problem. That is a big step. Now the worry is, they might not perceive the problem as we do. When I say I want artifact loadouts, what I want is the ability to give my Cyno, say, a 5-piece set of Thundering Fury. I also want the ability to give that same set to Kaching and have her equip it and automatically unequip it from Cyno if needed. The thing is they don't need to reinvent the wheel here. Many other RPGs have loadout systems in them. They're considered essential in a lot of games where you switch gear around a lot. And Genshin, the one game I play that doesn't have them, is probably the one I've wanted them in the most out of any game I've ever played. So what is another way that this could happen? Well, what they could do is make it so you go to a character, go to equip their artifacts, then you can select another character in your roster and equip their artifacts on the character of your choice. Now that's not exactly a loadout because it's technically not saved anywhere in some kind of menu, but even that would still be an improvement over the system we have. They could also make it so that you just make artifact loadouts and they're not necessarily tied to a specific character. That way you could say make that Thundering Fury set and equip it on anyone of your choice. You don't exactly save that specifically on Cyno or Kaching, it's just saved in a general list. Now that would work, but if you have a lot of artifact sets, that is going to be messy. And if it doesn't tell you who it's equipped on, that's even worse. Bottom line is we really only have up to go from here. So that's the good news, is it really can't get any worse. Like aside from the obvious ways it gets worse, like we get more artifact sets, more characters, in that way it does get worse, but like the system can't get any worse. Next up is a new set of 5 Battlepass weapons, allowing for 10 total. The old ones aren't going anywhere, we're just getting new ones added on top. We're also getting the ability to spectate people's duels when playing TCG. You can also turn off the option to allow people to spectate in case you don't want people seeing how bad you are. They're adding gyroscope controller support and related settings to PC, PS4, and PS5. Unfortunately, still no word on Android controller support, and we probably never will, but gyroscope controls are pretty great. If you don't know what it is, it's when you physically move your controller around and you actually aim in the game. If you played Breath of the Wild with the Joy-Cons, you probably felt it at some point. You might have the option to turn it off. I assume so. Apparently some games don't let you, but every time I've played a game with it on, it does let you. Regardless, I love gyro aiming. I think it's really cool. It's fun to use, and honestly, I find it a lot easier than using a joystick because, well, I don't really use controllers that often, so I'm really just not used to joystick aiming. It's really tough to get some really precise shots off sometimes. Gyro helps with that. And for some reason, they confirmed the existence of Fontaine in this, saying if you have completed the Archon quest in Mondstadt, a teleport waypoint in Sumer's realm of, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, will unlock automatically, and that'll allow you to teleport near Fontaine. They also say if you wish to advance in Fontaine's storyline, we recommend completing Archon quest chapter 3 act 6. So there you go, you have that official warning. That way when Fontaine comes out, you can't be blindsided by that and blame lame like, how was I supposed to know? Now you know. And finally, as they mentioned in a previous dev talk, the multi-layered map is coming. Now, a lot of you already explored Sumeru, and yeah, you probably wanted this at that point, but I imagine it will be useful in Fontaine as well. They also decided to give us a teaser here at the end, saying that they understand that the current daily commission system is not very good, and it's not flexible enough, and they say that we are going to be able to obtain daily rewards in a new format. Thank God, because I'm sick of doing daily commissions. And that's it. This is by far the best dev talk they've ever given us. I mean, we got a lot of good news in here and just really good updates. Good on you, Hoyoverse, because it really does feel like you're listening to at least some extent with this. Like, there are a lot of improvements that people here have been asking for. What are you guys most excited for? For me, it's the artifact loadouts, or just like the possibility of getting them. Like, if I could trade the entirety of Fontaine for artifact loadouts, I would probably do it. I want them that much. But that's all. So thank you to my members, my patrons. Thank you to you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Attaboy!